Welcome back! Today we'll be talking about livestock evacuation. This is an important topic for both commercial and hobby farmers alike. Having a farm emergency plan cannot be understated when it comes to the safety and welfare of your animals. There are many things to consider when creating your farm emergency plan. Here are just a few recommendations. Register for the BC Premises ID. It is now mandatory in BC to register and can aid in rapid emergency notification for livestock and poultry producers, and can be used to locate farm animals in the event of an emergency. Make sure your farm business insurance is up to date. Have copies of your farm insurance papers and other essential farm documents in your plan. Make a farm site map, marking locations of livestock, hazardous substances, waste storage, water supply, electrical panels, and gas valves. Create a farm inventory and update it annually. Although primary responsibility is in the farmer's hands, it is recommended to have the Regional District of Bulkley-Nechako's number in your plan, as they may be able to help commercial farmers with transportation of livestock and supports for the farm. Record emergency phone numbers in your plan. This should include family, friends, neighbors, veterinarians, important suppliers, or businesses that provide services to your farm. Have a list of people, liners, and haulers who can help you transport your livestock and poultry in the event of an emergency. Educate your staff and family members on your emergency plan, emergency contacts, and where to find the information. Store your hazardous material in a secure area where there is no risk of spilling into the environment. Any expired or unused chemicals should be properly disposed of. If you're unsure of how, contact the Regional District of Bulkley-Nechako for more details. Regularly empty your trash and septic tanks to avoid contaminants leaking into water in the event of a flood. Purchase extra farming supplies to cover you in the event of a supply chain disruption. Keep your livestock vaccination status up to date. When animals are evacuated, there is a potential for them to be mixed with other farm animals. This can increase the risk of exposure or possible infections. Ask your local veterinarian about what medications you should have on hand in the event of an evacuation. Buddy farms are a great resource to have should you need to evacuate. Make an agreement with another farmer to support one another should the need arise. Steps to create a buddy farm system include: make sure the buddy farm can host your livestock and vice versa. Consider the farm's location. Your buddy farm should be at low risk of becoming a high-risk zone. Consider how you will maintain your animals' needs. Do you have a way to transport your livestock or poultry? Is there enough feed and water at the buddy farm? Are you able to store extra supplies on their farm? Consider extending your liability insurance to cover you at your buddy farm's location. When you receive the evacuation alert, there are a few things we recommend considering. Is relocation necessary? In many cases, evacuation is a monumental task that could put your animals at more risk than necessary. If you decide to leave your animals behind, make sure they have plenty of access to feed and water. If you're going to evacuate your livestock or poultry, do you have a relocation site? Is it safe from the emergency at hand and outside of the evacuation zone? Make sure you have your BC Premises ID up to date. If you haven't done so already, purchase extra supplies. Pick up the medication that you had previously discussed with your veterinarian. Consider early sale. If you have animals that are close to their market weight, you may want to contact marketing organizations or processors about early sale to avoid adding stress to your animals. Make sure your property, equipment, supplies, and infrastructure are safely stored. This reduces delay and promotes recovery of farming operations upon return. If you have the time, set up sprinklers over the buildings you consider priority. If relocation is necessary, start arranging plans for transportation. Once the evacuation order is in place, you won't be able to return to your property. Therefore, it is necessary to start relocating once you receive the evacuation alert. Move your dangerous stock first. Weigh down fuel and milk tanks in the event of a flood to prevent them from floating away. Be sure to close all valves on these tanks. Notify your important contacts if relocation is necessary. Let them know where you plan to go. During an evacuation, it is important to note that the primary responsibility lies in the hands of the farmers. Therefore, farmers must make every effort to be self-sufficient. If you have the ability to relocate your livestock, you are encouraged to do so. If you're a commercial farmer and cannot relocate your livestock, you can contact the Regional District of Bulkley-Nechako for help. Consider how you will contain your animals once at the relocation site. Electric fences pack up small and can be powered by solar panels, which make them a great resource for this situation. Make sure you have the spare medications on hand from your local vet in case your livestock become ill. Water is the most important resource for your animals. Make sure there is lots of it and it is easily accessible. An evacuation rescind is issued when it is safe for residents to return home. Upon receiving the rescind, farmers will have 96 hours to return their livestock. Again, it is the farmer's main responsibility to return their animals home safely. If commercial farmers are unable to do so, they can contact the Regional District of Bulkley-Nechako for support. Before returning your livestock, make a trip out to your farm to investigate it for damage. Make sure it is safe to return your animals. Record any damage that has occurred to send to your insurance. If animals are not claimed from the relocation site within 96 hours, they will be considered impounded and dealt with using the procedures of the Pound District Regulation and the Livestock Act. In some circumstances, an extension of time may be approved. In the event of animal loss of life, contact the Regional District of Bulkley-Nechako for proper disposal. I hope this has given you insight into creating a proper farm emergency plan. Remember that the safety and welfare of your animals is your responsibility, so please take the time to come up with a plan. Thanks again for watching, and remember to know the risks, make a plan, and be prepared.